This edition of 600 Seconds of Trading. My name is Alejandro Zambrano, Chief Market Analyst with Trade Captain and Amana Capital. We're going to take a look at the markets as we usually do at this time of the day. But before we start, as always, I need to stress that trading financial markets is unfortunately risky. There's a genuine risk that we'll lose all of our invested money, so please bear that in mind. Okay, good. Today is non-farm payrolls day, so it's gonna be or should really be quiet ahead of that event, and then the numbers are out, then we'll have an explosion of market volatility. At least that's what I would think, and that's usually what's the norm. Obviously, your macro fundamentals and your macroeconomics and all of that is hasn't really influences obviously, but it hasn't really been what gets people excited. Everybody knows the US economy is good. Everybody already knows that they're gonna raise interest rates at least 3 times, and I think last time I checked, they were giving it a 28% likelihood of 4 rate hikes this year. But it doesn't mean that the dollar is gonna strengthen. Obviously, at one point they might reconnect, but right now it's more about what Donald Trump says, what Kim Jong-un says, and that's it really. There's other flows, bigger flows that are driving the markets, but it's not your traditional drivers. Doesn't mean, of course, that we're not going to look at it, and doesn't mean, of course, you can't have a nice trade idea on the back of it. Today we have Canadian non-farm payrolls and US non-farm payrolls, and I'm going to host a live webinar here on this channel at the live training room. It's all for free, so you don't have to sign in as we usually do. Rather, you can just pop up here at the live training room, and we'll look through the numbers, see if we have any setups. So what's the numbers for today? Well, anticipated outcome 200,000 new jobs, higher than that, and that's bullish. Last time as well, everybody got super excited about average hourly earnings, which increased by 2.8% year on year, which is good. Guess that's even higher than inflation. Higher than 2.8 gets everybody excited as well. Then you have data from Canada as well. This provides its own setups for the Canadian dollar. Imagine you get good numbers here, bad here. Dollar CAD totally reverses at that point. Or maybe you'll have some other coins, or not coins, but markets, maybe like Euro CAD or CAD Aussie dollar or something like that, that could potentially work out fine as well. So we'll check it out this later. Here it's very straightforward with these numbers. Better number than expected. The dollar gains a bit, slightly worse off. The dollar softens. Very straightforward. Okay, let's take a look at the markets with the euro. Okay, so this is your euro. So the market, we talked about it, we said that it's probably going to continue to trade sideways, and I think this is going to continue really. I think it's going to continue for maybe another week or so. We are supported by 21.51 and 24.47 as a limiting price. I think within these levels we're probably going to converge and then maybe break to the upside or break to the downside. In the case of short term, I said that the market is short-term bullish about 122.64, and that the market might bounce from these levels maybe up to the highs, and then we'll see what happens. This market needed to go down anyway, as we said already. I think 3 days ago we said, well, when it went up, probably needs to go down a bit. That did not happen. Then we had another day, and eventually, of course, it did go down, fueled by the ECB rate decision. So we need it to come down. Here, if you're like a scalper, I think maybe it'll jump up a bit. Again, maybe 124. But I wouldn't get my hopes too high, just because these short-term levels here, when the market is range trading, we shouldn't really trust them. Here's Bitcoin. So the market was in a downtrend. We said that yesterday, and market did not stop to create lower and lower highs. The next high you want to watch is this level up here. So the market is going to remain bearish below this level, which is 154, sorry. And we took out this level here. We touched the first support level perfectly, but we took out this major low now. So again, I think if it goes out to this level here, which is now resistance, I think traders will probably try to sell. So if we go up, traders probably try to sell, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if people remain short as long as you trade this level here, which is the trend defining level. Alright, this is the trend defining level, might go up. Suppose I think people are gonna short again, and then they're gonna target the same low and then the next low. So only when we take out this level, probably up, down, and then up. Here's crude oil. Crude oil, it looks a bit like the euro dollar. You know, it's converging. This is a big range I've been showing you for quite some time. This is data all the way from November, and much like here, the market converged, right? And then an explosive move. We're kind of converging between these two levels here, but for now I'm focusing on the big picture, and I think it makes sense to wait. Just let this trade small sideways for longer, and when we have a break, it should hopefully be a good break. If you still want to scalp and things like that, then yes, keep an eye on this little low here, yesterday's low. I mean, it was still around these levels, could potentially bounce up to 61, maybe even 62. But again, I wouldn't trust this level at all. More sideways really between this low and this high. Here's gold. I'm not sure if it's gonna revisit our low here. A few days ago, we said if you want to go long here for it to go up, that's fine. We're working with a range here where, you know, it makes sense to buy at these lows, so around 1,316, and look to book profits here in the middle. No, we didn't actually reach that level. I'm not sure if we're gonna do that, but again, above this level, the market is bullish. Get hit up to the midpoint of this big range. Take it out, most likely to the downside. Here's the German DAX. So obviously on the news that North Korea extended an invitation to or that they want to meet Donald Trump, causes the markets to move to the upside. You know, you got stock markets, you got dollar yen. Why? Because, you know, obviously if North Korea could be more like, I guess, the Western world, you know, less aggression on both sides, then everybody should, you know, be happier, and, you know, more likely that we're not going to have any crazy things like wars. So the market is slightly higher here on the back of those news, but technically though, the market is still guided by this high. So as long as you're below that level, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if we go down to the lows, and then if we take out the low, again, that wouldn't surprise me at all. So there's no real change to the outlook here. You just need to bear in mind, most stock markets don't like to be shorted. I think I had a big talk about this yesterday. So I think in the S&P over the last 120, 130 years, I think 70% of all years or so are bullish years. And this just has to do that as long as we see economic growth across the world, companies which are part of the world obviously see their share price gaining. It's as simple as that. So need to be very careful when you short. Anyway, it's bearish below this level, and there's no real change to the technical outlook. And that guy concludes today's market update. Again, here in the live trading room, today at the 2:15 p.m. London time, or 2:15 GMT, we will cover the non-farm payrolls. I think we're gonna do a mix, right? We're gonna look at the non-farm payrolls. If I find a good, interesting setup for that, I'll work with that. Also gonna try to see if I can find something good for the Canadian dollar. And then you'll see what we usually do when we do these live coverage webinars here at tradecaptain.com. I have access to a Bloomberg platform, so as soon as the numbers are out, I'll let you know. I'll also give you my view on the numbers, and we look at the charts together. We'll see if we're breaking some levels, and I will give you guys live technical analysis. No trade tips, but live technical analysis, where I will show you if we break this level, I think it can go here. If we break this level up here, this may happen. This is where I think people are going to put their stop loss orders. This is where I think people are going to put the profits orders. This is a good way to understand live market news and trading. It's a good educational session today at 2:45 GMT on this channel. Okay guys, have a great day, and I'll see you guys later on, hopefully at 2:15 GMT. Thank you.